right now is Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty. He's also a member of the Foreign Relations, Appropriations, and Banking Committees. Senator Hagerty, it's good to have you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. I know that you sounded the alarm on this months ago. On the administration's secrets in terms of transporting migrants into your state, Tennessee. We also heard from Senator Marsha Blackburn about this. What can you tell us about what's going on?
Well, first, I want to thank you, Maria, for bringing so much attention to what's happening at our southern border. The Biden administration wants us to completely ignore this and look the other way. You've been great about calling this out for the American public. And as you say, we saw this happen first in my home state of Tennessee. The Biden administration began to ship migrant children in the dead of night. We caught them with, on camera with private planes flying into Chattanooga, Tennessee. One of my friends was on a commercial flight and saw this happen as well. They landed after 1 a.m. They bring these children in, they put them onto buses, they send them to undisclosed locations. One of the locations we did find out about had terrible crimes take place. They've actually had to shut it down. Yet there's been zero transparency from the Biden administration. I put forward legislation to address this, to force the Biden administration to inform our governors what's happening. Our hospital systems need to know. Are they going to be overwhelmed with people that haven't been tested for COVID, that may be sick? Are they going to be overwhelming our school system? Will they overwhelm our law enforcement? We have zero information. Now we're seeing it happen in New York, New Jersey, and other parts of the nation.
It's unbelievable. I mean, look, we're showing pictures of our trip last week because I was able to talk with ranchers and talk with other border officials to really get a sense of what is taking place here. If they didn't want to do this under the radar, they would be doing it in broad daylight. Instead, they're secretly dropping migrants off in the dead of night. You're not even allowed to fly after midnight, and yet these flights are coming into private airports after midnight at 1 in the morning. So they're purposely trying to mislead? Is that the point? They don't want people to understand that they're flying migrants, illegals, to different places in the country? This is outrageous.
That absolutely seems to be the theme of this administration, Maria. Flying these migrants in after curfew, sneaking them in, in the dead of night. It's just like they're trying to manage this massive spending spree that they're doing here in Washington. You must pass it before you can find out what's in it. I mean, this is ridiculous. They have been basically using the cover of night. They've been using obfuscation, everything they can to try to distract us and dissuade us from their entire effort to transform the economy and transform the demographic profile of our nation.
Unbelievable. So let's talk about that for a second, because I know that Biden is trying to save this spending agenda. Where do you think this goes now? He's meeting with the progressives and moderate Democrats today at the White House. And I know that Joe Manchin and Bernie Sanders had their own meeting yesterday. They came out saying, we're talking, we're talking. To me, that means there's absolutely no deal. Manchin says, look, it's likely we're not going to see a reconciliation, obviously, by the 31st. I reported that this week, that the 31st is clearly unlikely. Do you agree with that, or do you think that something can get done in terms of a vote on the table by the 31st, or what's the chances that nothing gets done?
I think the chances that nothing gets done are very high. And what's happening is exactly what I predicted with this infrastructure bill. Nancy Pelosi is going to hold it hostage. They're going to keep creating this crisis, and they're going to continue the circular firing squad that's happening again entirely within the Democrat Party. You notice there are no Republicans involved in these discussions. There is no bipartisanship whatsoever. This is merely the Democrats trying to get at what they think they can shove down the throats of America on a completely partisan fashion using a parliamentary trick called reconciliation. This is bad for America. I think Democrat constituents are realizing this and pushing back hard. Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are pushing back here in the Senate. I think they're going to encounter a lot of problems in the House as well.
So where do you think this goes then? If they don't get a reconciliation package with all of this spending through, what will they do? Will they do a continuing resolution? How does that play out in your view?
They'll have to do another continuing resolution, which again keeps in place Trump-level spending, and we'll move into next year. And as we do, inflation is going to continue to rage. I think we're going to see another spoiled Thanksgiving and Christmas, thanks to the inflation that the Biden administration is dumping on the American people. Energy prices through the roof. Our dependence on nations like Russia and Iran, again, surging. We're going to try to navigate through Thanksgiving and Christmas with these mandate impositions that are going to cause all types of system disruptions. The price of food at the store is just through the roof again. I think it's going to be a very difficult Thanksgiving and Christmas for people, and I don't think the Biden administration will fare well at all.
This is absolutely extraordinary, Senator. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. They're ignoring the border. They're pushing through to fundamentally change our economy. They're ignoring the crisis in Afghanistan. We still have people behind enemy lines there with the Taliban running things. And then you've got censoring speech. You've got vaccine mandates. I mean, talk about totalitarian governments. I mean, Senator, thanks very much for being here. We'll keep watching it all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Maria. Great to be with you.